Hey, it's Sally Steele from Vegas Rocks TV, and we are here with the founding members of the Babies. We've got Tony Brock and Wally Stalker. How you guys doing?
Great, girl.
Doing very well, thank you.
Well, you're looking good, and you're ready here to rock Sin City here downtown. Just a few questions. I always have been curious about the early days of the Babies. Now, how did it all happen? Did you guys meet in high school, or how did that happen?
No, we didn't meet in high school. It was actually Michael Corby and John Waite that basically started the band, and then they were looking for a drummer and managed to convince Tony to join, and then I was actually the last one to join. So, but we really didn't know each other until that point.
What did they tell you? Hey, we're starting this band, you know. What were your plans back then?
Well, I see an advert in the music paper, and they were just advertising for a guitar player for rock band. That's all it said. And
but it did say wages.
Yes, it did say wages. Which,
There was money in it?
yeah, well, yes,
Yeah.
that's what they were
Why he
saying.
called us. That's the reason why he called us, because it said wages. He said, "Oh, I might make some money of this."
Yeah, and they pay you too.
Was that true? Did you get money?
Yeah, eventually, a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, eventually we did. We would have one of the first bands to ever get a record deal through video. I mean, in those days, you know, everybody, if you got a record deal, you had to go through all the record companies. They'd have to come see you live, and you'd have to do, you know, play for them personally and all that sort of thing. But what we did is we made a 3-song video, and Adrian Miller, our manager at that time, just gave it to a record company, and they would fight over us. We didn't even have to play for them. And
I remember how you looked. So you got signed on your looks alone.
yeah, yeah.
Now, who came up with the name?
Alcohol did. I'm sure. John Waite seems to think it was a early drinking habit that we had, and the next day the record company loved it so much that they decided they wanted to keep it. So.
Awesome. Did you really think that the band was going to really make it big, or it was just kind of a fun thing with a little bit of money?
You know, at that time, looking back, I never saw it failing. You know, it was one of those things that it just felt right, and we were different. We always, you know, we had really, our clothes were always made for us, and well, we picked them ourselves, but you know, and
Still dressing snazzy, yeah.
still doing it, yeah, and there was never any doubt for some reason. You know, when you start out something new and you think, well, I don't know if this is going to make it. There was never any of that. When we played together, there was this magic that we had, and it was fun, and we made it fun. There was just, I know personally, I never had any doubt, and the record company did a fantastic job for us.
It must have been really exciting. What was your first experience like coming to America? That must have been something.
When we first came over with the very first album that we made up in Toronto, Canada, we were just doing TV shows. And when we came to America, the first TV show that we did was Dick Clark's American Bandstand.
Oh, yeah.
So that was our sort of, I guess, our first experience of America.
As your success grew, did it just stop being fun? Tell me why the band broke up and what happened.
It broke up basically because John Waite really wanted to do his own solo career. To this day, you know, I was calling him every day for 2 weeks, and never to this day do I understand why he couldn't do his own solo album and still keep the babies together. And
What did he say? Why was that?
no, he didn't. He didn't. He just had enough. The last show he hurt his knee, and we had to cancel some shows. So, and then he said that was basically that was it. He just didn't want to do it anymore, and he wants to be in control, and he wanted to do his own solo thing, and Jonathan came because we were on tour with Journey, you know.
Him and Neil must have got along great.
Oh my Lord, yeah, they did. Not anymore, but they.
What do you mean they don't get along? They're touring together.
Yeah, they are. I think there's a few stories going around, but not for me to say. But
I think we all understand because Neil Schon is who he is.
yeah, poor Neil. But I love him. He's a great player. In fact, you know, we played with Neil when went up and did an album for Jimmy Barnes, who's Australia's #1 singer, and so I got to play with Neil then, and so did Wally, and well, basically, where we're getting back to John, we just couldn't convince him to come back.
When was the last time that you spoke to John Waite?
Probably about a month ago now. Yeah, we only text. There's no bad feelings at all, you know.
Are you guys open to ever doing like a babies reunion with John Waite?
I don't know how our new singer John Waite would feel about that. I mean, it could, because we are the babies now. I mean, we probably would do, if John Waite wanted to do it, I mean, he could come up and join us for sure. And John Waite, our new singer, is he's the lead singer of the Babies now, you know. But
And he's good looking. So.
yeah, he sure is.
What would you feel about John Waite getting together and doing like a night with the Babies?
I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I think we've passed that point now where I don't see that anything like that happening. Maybe if we were to make it to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, then maybe that would be the only time that maybe he'd get up and perform with us again.
The Rap and Roll Hall of Fame, they're too busy inducting rap stars, so I hate to tell you, but I don't think that's going to happen. But.
No.
But, well, what are you most proud of in your career with the Babies?
Me personally, I'm proud of being able to be myself. Like when you listen to the Babies, you know it's the Babies on the radio. It's not just another band. I'm really proud of the songs that we've written together, because they're crafted well, I think, and that's what's kept us going. You know, as you know, if you haven't got great songs, you've got no chance of hanging in there. So our songs have lasted all the 40 years, and they're still played every day in England and Australia, and so I think I'm most proud of that.
Anything else you want your fans to know about the Babies?
I don't know. The new band is like sounding so good, and we're all, you know, the magic's back. We had singers around the block, you know, when we were doing auditions in my studio, and it was just horrendous, you know, trying to pick someone. I mean, John Waite was not an easy guy to replace. He's a great singer, and you can't take that away from him. But
What was the funniest person that showed up to audition?
me?
No, I meant to replace John Waite. Did crazy people show up?
Oh yeah, there was some lunatics. You know, all thought they'd come in with John Waite wigs, and you know they'd all try and be silly. But we didn't want someone just to copy John Waite. We needed someone so we could move on as the Babies, but still have that English soul. And we've ended up with Walter Eno from Survivor on keyboards.
Okay.
And we've got the new Babettes. John Saha's wife Holly is in one of the Babettes, and Elisa. And
Got all these Johns in the band. You know, there was Jonathan Cain, John Waite. Now John the singer, John, your manager, John.
all our songs start with "Every Time." Yeah, every time I think of you, and isn't it time, and you know.
That's great. Well, I appreciate you taking time to talk to us today. Thank you, Tony.
Thank you, Don.
I'm interested in. I can't wait to see you guys tonight. Thank you
Yeah,
so
we're
much.
gonna blow the place up, hopefully.
You will. I have faith. All right. Here was the Babies. Sally Steele, VegasRocksTV.com. See you next time.
Thank you.